But anyhow, this concept of reasonableness under Section 8 of the Charter, who wants to deal with that?
Paul, do you have anything you'd like to offer?
Sure, I've got an opinion on everything, as I'm often fond of saying. So, really, this is the bedrock of Section 8 of the Charter. Section 8 of the Charter provides a guarantee against unreasonable search and seizure, and so the concept of reasonableness is key here. And as far as just the basic black letter law, we can say that the case law that's quoted in Section 33.8.3 of Justice Romilly's paper tells us that there are three elements. One, the search had to be reasonable under Section 8. The search has to be authorized by law. 2, the law must be reasonable. And 3, the search must be carried out reasonably. So those are the three elements of a reasonable search, if you will. But if you go beyond that and look at the bigger picture, I'll say this, that really the concept of reasonableness infuses every stage of the Section 8 analysis, starting with the question of when is Section 8 engaged? It's engaged where there's a reasonable expectation of privacy. So once again, we have reasonableness. Then we ask the question, when is a search justified on a general basis? And Hunter and Southam tells us, and this is again in Justice Romilly's work, that a search becomes reasonable where a person's right in being left alone is overcome by the state's interest in pursuing a broader objective, for example, law enforcement. The point at which the law enforcement objective overcomes the person's right to be left alone is the point at which one would say the search is reasonable. So those are very broad concepts, but they really do inform all of the case law on all the specific issues that we discuss.
And I would just pick up on that and add that one should never ever lose sight of that third branch that Justice Romilly alluded to and Paul outlined. I typically quote it as coming from the Collins case, and that is that the search has to be conducted in a reasonable manner. Strip searches, the Golden decision that Selwyn has at great length digested in his paper, these are types of instances where specific duties have been imposed by the Supreme Court of Canada, not just that they be carried out in a reasonable manner. I'm thinking here, Paul, of Fearon and the Queen, the case that you and I did in the Supreme Court of Canada called Vu, but detailed notes have to be taken by the searching officers as to the manner in which the search was conducted. And those are things that should be paid attention to and that are covered in Justice Romilly's compendious work.